Welcome to She Coaches Coaches. I'm your host, Candy Motzek, and I'm going to help you find the clarity, confidence, and courage to become the coach that you are meant to be. If you're a new coach, or if you've always wanted to be a life coach, then this is the place for you. We're going to talk all about mindset and strategies and how to, because step by step only works when you have the clarity, courage, and confidence to take action. Let's get started. Hey there. I am so glad you're here. Welcome to this episode. I have to tell you, this is so much fun. As I started recording this episode, I was looking at the little mini float on the waterway outside my window. Now, for those of you who are new to me, you should know this. I work in my she shed. It's a little house. It's about 140 square feet, and it's in my backyard. I have a view of the water, the farm fields, and the mountains. We've created, or I should say my husband, Peter, because he's done the most work, has created an oasis in our backyard. It's green, and we've got all kinds of wildlife and birds. Well, we've got a little mini float out in the water, and we fill the tray that's on the float with duck food a few times a day. There's two sets of mama ducks with their babies, their ducklings swimming around, and they hop up on that float and I get to watch the ducklings eat. First thing in the morning when I walk out to my she shed, those mums and babies are waiting for me. It is so much fun to see. I sent an email to my community with a link to a little video I took earlier today showing them the ducks in action, and I wanted to share it with you too. Now, if you're not on my email list, well, you should be. I share tips and support, and I've got some more behind the scenes stuff coming over the next few weeks and months too. I'll put the link to sign up in the episode notes. I would love to see you there. Now, let's talk about today's episode. If you're listening, my guess is you're probably a go-getter and you're used to doing whatever needs to be done to reach your goals. Are you used to hustling and pushing and striving to get to the next level? It can be absolutely exhausting. But you notice I use that word we? We're used to the idea that we have to struggle to be successful. And I'm learning a new way, and I want to share it with you. We're willing to do whatever it takes, but the assumption is that whatever it takes is going to be hard, that it's going to be a challenge. And so we assume we always have to work hard. And we're okay with that. But that is an assumption. It's a thought that has grown into a belief. And we're used to believing this thought. We just assume that it's true. So because it's true, we never, ever look for a new way, a different way. We never step back and look at what we actually do and how we create with fresh eyes. So let me ask you this. What if there was an easier way? Would you be up for it? Or would you feel kind of weird and uncomfortable, like somehow you're cheating because you're not hustling and working hard? Even though we're working on something that we enjoy, something that's meaningful, we hustle. And we're often making the next step and everything in our life harder than it needs to be. Hear me. Being willing to do whatever it takes is different than always having to do it perfectly. It's different from it always having to be a challenge. It's different than having to do everything the hard way and more. So let me say this again. We assume that we have to work hard to succeed. We think that's just the way life is, but that is a belief. It is not 100% true. Now, I'm not saying don't work hard and that we'll never have to work hard, but that's different than always working way harder than we need to. Can we actually learn a different way? Yeah, we sure can. So start by acknowledging, realizing that this is a thought and not 100% truth. Well, that's the first place. Now, remember, just because you think it doesn't make it true. Do you know people who've gotten that promotion or built a business or got another degree, maybe even reached their goal weight, and it was relaxed, fun, even easy? Well, I do. See, with that one little example, I know people who have achieved something and some or all of it was easy. That means there are times when it can be easier. It's proof that at times it could be easy. And probably, in my case anyway, many times when it could have been a lot easier than I made it. What about you? Can you think of people that you know who are exceptions to the you have to struggle and work hard to be successful rule? Yeah, I thought you might. So now that you know it's possible, there are times that it could be easier. Now we've taken the blinders off. So now what do? Well, it starts with one simple question. And you combine that question with curiosity and openness to ideas. And the question is, how could this be easy? The question is simple. It's deceptively simple, right? Simple and elegant and powerful. So often we think it has to be complex for it to work, that it's complicated and we have to get all the details just right or we'll keep spinning in circles. This works in all areas of our life, but today, let's hone in and talk specifically about coaching. Here are some things that coaches want. Coaches want to sign clients. Coaches want freedom in how they use their time and where they spend their time. Coaches want to make a positive impact to improve the world. Coaches want to spend more time coaching and less time staying busy doing all that other stuff. So if you've been working hard and not getting a lot of momentum, or if you've been spending hours and hours planning and creating and writing and scheduling all of those things on social or blog posts or videos, try this instead before you start to work. Be curious and ask yourself, how can this be easy? Or even, how can this be easier? And then sit back and answer the question in your journal. Now give it some time. You're not going to be a master at finding an easier flow the first time out. Ask the question and then answer it for yourself. Your brain loves to solve problems. It's designed to solve puzzles. Asking it this question gives it a problem or a puzzle to solve. So ask and expect an answer. In fact, expect lots of answers. If your brain gets a little confused or hesitant, it's just putting up a small bit of resistance. You've never asked it to do this before. Don't worry, it's okay. Take a minute, relax, breathe, and ask again. Now, when your brain starts to give you some answers, don't stop at 3 or 4. Sit with the question for a while and let your creativity flow. Come up with 10, 20, 30 ways that you could make it easier. Some ways might make a massive difference. Other ways might just be a little teeny tiny step easier. Now, once you've primed your brain, you're going to find out that it comes up with all kinds of ideas. Write them all down. Don't judge them. This is your time to brainstorm. No idea is a bad idea. No idea is a stupid idea. Once your ideas start, one will lead to another and then another. And pretty soon, in amongst all of those ideas, you're going to find a brilliant one. Sure, I get it. Some of them are going to be silly or stupid or impractical, according to your logical, judgy kind of mind. But this isn't the time for sifting and sorting and judging when you're in that brainstorming place. Wait until you've got a big list, then go back through the list and decide and judge and sift and sort to see what might work. Even ask yourself, of all of these ideas, which one would I like to try? Which one looks like the most fun? Give yourself free rein to try these new ideas. Choose one or two at the start and give it a try. See what happens. See what shows up. Allow it to be easy. Then evaluate. Did it work? Did it help? Do I need to adjust? What am I learning? What will I do next to move yourself closer to your goal? What could you do next to make it a little bit easier? So here's an example of how I've used this approach. In the past couple of weeks, some of my clients have graduated, so I have a few open spots in my calendar. Now, normally, I would plan a big formal training or launch a 5-day challenge or do something that is a larger project. Then I would design it, write it, create the presentation, advertise it, promote it, and do all that back office work. But this time, I sat back and I asked myself, how could this be easy? And as I sat there, I intentionally stayed in that place of curiosity, and I hung on to that feeling of possibility, of openness, of potential. And I jotted down idea after idea. Then one particular idea showed up, and it was easy, and it sounded like fun. I would write an email. I would write an email every day for 30 days, and I would send it to those of you who have signed up to receive my emails. These emails I'm writing from a place of encouragement and support, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Then I could invite you to work with me. Those people on my email list. If you're on my email list, you're getting them right now. I could invite you to work with me, just like I'm doing right now on this episode. Do you see what I mean? It's not complicated. It's simple and easy, and every day, just a little bit. I decided that I would just try that one idea, and then I'll see what happens. Now, as I'm recording this, I am 6 emails into this 30-day period, and I have got so many people responding. So every day I sit and I write a note. Some are long, some are short. Now, there are people who are answering. Now, some of you guys are just saying hi, and I love hearing that. Some are answering questions. Some are giving me cool ideas about things to think about. But here's the thing. People are responding, and my calendar is filling up. Do you see what I mean? Simple. Simple works. I would love to hear from you. I want to hear if you're willing to try this approach. I want to hear how it goes for you. Hey, so I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you being part of my podcast community. And I hope that you're listening and applying this stuff that I share with you too. I hope that these are practical podcast episodes that you use to start and build and sign clients for your coaching business. And if you want more help, maybe you just feel comfortable with the way I speak, or you like what I share, and you're interested in maybe working together, then we should talk. So if that sounds like you, and you want to make faster progress, you want to start getting your first paying clients, you want to start your coaching business, and maybe you want some help along the way, click the link in the episode notes and book a call. And then we'll decide if it's time for us to work together or not. All right. Thank you so much. And that is it for today. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the time that you spend with me. I'll be back to speak with you again next week. Thanks again for listening today. Please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Also, I would love to hear from you. Did something that I say resonate? What else would you like to learn about? Click the link in the player and leave a comment on the post. This is going to give me great ideas for future episodes so I can help you best. Join me again next week for more coaching, support, and teaching to help you become the confident coach you are meant to be.